Sunday, May 17 at 3 p.m., join us for our season finale with the Auburn Symphony. It's a program for which we've pulled out all the stops. We've got works of Gershwin, Beethoven, Revueltas, and Ravel, featuring the UC Davis Chorus and piano soloist Richard Chanko. It's a great way to end the season, and we'll love to see you there.
The last piece we played on the Mother's Day program was the Symphonic Dances from West Side Story by Leonard Bernstein, or Bernstein, depending on who you listen to. And I think every musician appreciates and loves the music of Bernstein, even the dyed-in-the-wool pure classical musicians. He was one of the first crossover greats. Just like Andre Previn, Leonard Bernstein could do rock or jazz and classical from the piano, from fine conducting technique, any kind of musicianship. He was masterful. And the symphonic dances are pieces that are derived from the beautiful musical, the Broadway musical West Side Story, as we all know that. So it's very inspired. It has some sounds of, you know, classical world, but also, and even some sounds from his mentor, Aaron Copland. You can hear that kind of open sound. But more interestingly is how he really melded in jazz and even, I would say, rock and roll influences as far as it went in late 1950s. For instance, there's a fugue. The part that's cool, you know, it's very jazzy. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da. That's an actual fugue, okay? So he's harping back to Johann Sebastian Bach. And it's a very credible, well-crafted fugue, as well as being a jazz great. One interesting insight was offered by our conductor, Peter Jaffe. He was actually a conducting student at one time in Aspen, and his teacher was Leonard Bernstein. And he was talking about how they were learning to conduct this piece, or I think that Leonard Bernstein was actually conducting the orchestra himself, and he arrived at one point, a very difficult, you know, metric changes, very fast tempo, hard section, and Leonard Bernstein stops and he says, you know, this is really hard. So we felt a little better because even though we could practice on our own and feel like we've mastered this passage or we got the idea here, putting it together is a whole nother animal. And the tempos are pretty fast and furious in some of this stuff. And you have to be very accurate. It has to have the cleanliness of like the ballet music of Stravinsky, because it's very transparent. Everything is heard. It's not just filigree or faking. So it was a real challenge. And then, of course, there's the beautiful blossoming of some of the, like Maria, and some of these just open harmonies with dissonances and beautiful sounds that we love to hear. But individual musicians might be playing an extremely dissonant note and second-guessing themselves. Well, they have to realize that's adding to the whole beauty of that blossom, the final sound. So it was a good learning experience to rehearse this piece over and over. I'm Richard Altenbach. I'm concertmaster of the Auburn Symphony.